Take a look at this spreadsheet. If you work with data, you already know the sinking feeling of scrolling through massive blank gaps, completely disorganized entries, and endless formatting errors. But instead of spending your afternoon manually fixing every single cell, you can resolve this entire mess in minutes using a logical, 8-step professional workflow. Grab the practice file from the description so you can follow along. We are going to tackle this process in 4 macro phases: structure, standardize, transform, and finally, safeguard. Fixing cells randomly as you spot them makes it easy to miss errors or delete data by mistake. Following these steps in order helps ensure your cleanup is thorough and your data stays intact. Step 1 is addressing our structural bloat by removing blank rows. To isolate these empty gaps immediately, just highlight your dataset, press Ctrl+G to open the Go To Special menu, and select blanks. Looking at this Delete menu, you'll see a crucial choice. You must select Entire Row here. If you only delete the empty cells and shift the remaining ones up, your data will become completely misaligned. With the blanks gone, Step 2 is eliminating redundant entries. Navigate up to the Data tab and click Remove Duplicates. Here in the Remove Duplicates dialog box, you select the columns to check. As you see in the After table on the right, Excel applies a simple logic. It keeps the very first occurrence of a record and permanently deletes all subsequent matched rows. Cleaning the structure first gives you a clear view of your data. Compressing the set makes the following steps much easier to manage as we move into standardizing the text. Step 3 targets inconsistent text formats using Find and Replace. Looking at this dialog box, we open it with Ctrl+H, type our typo, like laptop with a space, into the Find What field, and enter the proper spelling in the Replace With field. Here is a quick pro tip. You can use this exact same tool to strip out unwanted extra spaces. Just type a single space in the top field, leave the bottom field completely empty, and hit Replace All. Next, we move to Step 4, Flash Fill. As shown in this table, to extract the first name from the full name column, you simply type the expected result, like John, into the very first row. The tool does have one limitation. It strictly requires a clear, consistent pattern in the adjacent column to trigger correctly. But when that pattern exists, pressing Ctrl+E instantly cascades the logic down the entire list, filling out every remaining row automatically. These 2 standardization steps replace hours of tedious manual retyping with just 2 quick keyboard shortcuts. Step 5 breaks merged chaotic strings into individual sortable columns. This text-to-columns wizard shows exactly how it works. By checking the comma delimiter box, the preview window instantly splits the combined city, state, and zip codes into separate fields. You need to watch out for a major failure point here. You must ensure you have empty columns inserted to the right of your target. Otherwise, the newly split data will destructively overwrite your existing work. For Step 6, we do the reverse, combining text. While the concat function works for basic merging, we want to pivot to the far superior text join function when dealing with lists. Looking at this formula breakdown, you can see why text join is the expert choice. We set our delimiter, a comma and space, then type true to ignore empty cells. This safely skips blank rows without leaving trailing punctuation in your output. Mastering how to parse data apart and join it back together allows you to quickly reformat information to meet different reporting needs. Now we shift from fixing past mistakes to preventing future errors with Step 7, data validation. As we can see in this validation criteria box, we restrict our inputs by selecting List and typing in our exact allowed departments. This creates a secure drop-down menu, effectively protecting the column against Gantt data entry. Finally, Step 8 is Conditional Formatting, which translates our newly cleaned raw numbers into clear visual insights. In this greater than dialog box, we set up simple highlight cell rules. We can program the system to turn specific high values green and low values red. Because this feature is dynamic, these colors update automatically if the underlying numbers change. These rules and formatting options help maintain data integrity over time and turn raw numbers into immediate visual insights. Looking at this final result, the contrast is clear. We started with an unusable mess and transformed it into a structured, validated, and color-coded final product. We did it by relying on 8 specific tools: removing blanks, removing duplicates, finding and replacing text, flash fill, text to columns, text join, data validation, and conditional formatting. Now it's your turn. Drop a comment below telling me which of these 8 tools will save you the most time this week. Grab that practice file and start cleaning your data like a pro.